Some of hip-hop's most famous loves stayed quiet after tragedy, while others shocked the world. Who chose privacy, and who crossed the line for attention? The stories behind Tupac, Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, and more will surprise you. Stay tuned. While some women connected to late rappers chose to stay out of the spotlight, others took very different paths. Tupac's wife, Kesha Morris, opted for privacy after his death. In contrast, Ali Lottie, Juice WRLD's former partner, stirred controversy by selling intimate items and videos. Then there is Genesis Sanchez, a woman linked to XXXTentacion, who made headlines by revealing private details about their lives. This raises a larger question. How far were these women willing to go for attention, and what became of them afterward? Kesha Morris is a name that many people may not immediately recognize, and that is largely because she has spent much of her life outside the public spotlight. Unlike some celebrity spouses who remain constantly in the media after a partner's death, Maurice chose a path of privacy, dedication, and personal growth. She first gained attention in the public eye when she began dating the legendary rapper Tupac Shakur. Their relationship quickly became serious, and in 1995, Morris married Tupac while he was serving time in prison. This marriage drew attention, not only because of Tupac's fame but also because of the unusual circumstances surrounding it. Marrying someone while they are incarcerated is never straightforward, and Morris's commitment in those difficult times spoke to her strength and loyalty. Tragically, Tupac's life was cut short in 1996, less than a year after their marriage. His death shook the world, and for Morris, it marked the beginning of a long and private journey of grief and reinvention. Unlike some of Tupac's other former partners who sought attention in the wake of his passing, Morris retreated from public view. She did not make headlines for controversy or for trying to capitalize on Tupac's legacy. Instead, she focused on building a life that was meaningful on her own terms, away from the constant glare of the media. Over the years, Kesha Morris pursued several notable endeavors that highlighted her versatility and intelligence. While many remember her for her connection to Tupac, Morris is much more than a famous rapper's spouse. She is an accomplished actress, an educator, and an author. One of her most recognized acting roles was in the 2005 comedy film The Bagman, in which she played the role of Lisa's friend. While acting may not have become her primary career, it allowed her to explore a creative side and gave her opportunities to step into the public eye on her own merit, rather than solely through her association with Tupac. However, acting was only one facet of her multidimensional life. Kesha Morris dedicated a significant part of her journey to education and human rights advocacy. She originally met Tupac while she was in college, and at the time, she was pursuing a degree in criminal justice. After Tupac's death, Morris returned to school to pursue a master's degree in education. This step reflected not only her desire for personal growth but also her commitment to making a positive impact in the lives of others. Through education, she found a platform to empower underprivileged communities and to teach people about their rights, equity, and social justice. Maurice also made her mark as an author. She has co-written several books aimed at inspiring and educating young people, including When My Cousins Come to Town and For Beautiful Black Boys Who Believe in a Better World. Through her writing, she has been able to share her experiences, insights, and values with a broader audience, extending her influence beyond her immediate community. These works highlight her dedication to shaping the next generation and providing guidance to those who may face systemic challenges or personal hardships. Away from her professional accomplishments, Morris has also built a family life in relative privacy. She lives in New York City and has 2 children with an unidentified partner. Despite the lack of public information about her personal life, it is clear that she has prioritized her family and her children's upbringing, shielding them from the intrusive gaze of the media. This commitment to privacy has allowed her to focus on meaningful relationships and personal development without distraction. Reflecting on her past, it is also worth noting that Morris's early relationship with Tupac was not without challenges. They first met at a New York nightclub, and their bond developed quickly despite the pressures of his legal troubles and incarceration. Morris supported Tupac through his time in prison and was involved in his business decisions, including helping him sign with Death Row Records. Even after their marriage ended, they remained close. And Morris was present in New York the day before Tupac was fatally shot in Los Angeles. Today, Kesha Morris stands as an example of resilience, grace, and quiet determination. She could have chosen a path of fame or controversy after Tupac's death, but instead, she focused on education, advocacy, and creative pursuits. Her life reminds us that there is strength in choosing privacy and purpose over public attention. Morris's story is not just about being connected to a legendary figure. It is about her own journey, her dedication to her family, and her tireless work to make a positive impact in the world, in a society that often values scandal and visibility over substance. Kesha Morris's path offers a refreshing reminder that true influence can come from commitment, compassion, and the courage to live life authentically. From her early days as Tupac's devoted partner to her present role as an educator, author, and mother, Morris continues to carve out a legacy that is both inspiring and enduring. Although acting did not become her main career, Morris found a new path in education and human rights advocacy. She met Tupac while in college and later earned a degree in criminal justice. After his death, she returned to school to earn a master's degree in education. Since then, she has dedicated her life to supporting underprivileged communities and promoting awareness about rights and equality. She has also co-written books, including When My Cousins Come to Town and For Beautiful Black Boys Who Believe in a Better World Today. Kesha Morris lives in New York City and has 2 children with an unidentified man. There is no evidence that she remarried after Tupac's death. She continues to maintain a low profile. So few photos or details about her private life are publicly available. Kesha Morris's relationship with Tupac Shakur began when she was just a 20-year-old college student. They first crossed paths at a New York nightclub called Capitol Line, where a brief conversation and shared dance sparked a connection. A month later, they ran into each other again at another club, Tunnel, where Tupac asked her out on a proper date. From those early encounters, a bond began to form, one that would soon be tested by circumstances far beyond the typical challenges of young love. Their relationship faced immediate difficulties when Tupac became entangled in legal issues that led to his incarceration. Despite the obstacles, their love endured. Tupac's devotion to Morris was evident when he proposed marriage while behind bars, signaling his commitment and desire to solidify their relationship despite the extraordinary circumstances. On April 29, 1995, the couple married at Clinton Correctional Facility, creating a union that would be remembered not just for its romance, but also for the unique challenges it represented. During Tupac's imprisonment, Morris was not merely a supportive partner in the traditional sense. She became actively involved in his professional life. She helped him navigate his business dealings, providing guidance and support at a critical time. One of her most notable contributions was assisting Tupac with his contract negotiations and decisions, including his pivotal signing with Death Row Records after his early release. Her involvement demonstrated her intelligence, dedication, and ability to manage responsibilities that extended far beyond personal support, showing a maturity and insight rare for someone of her age. Morris's commitment to Tupac went beyond romantic devotion. She acted as a stabilizing force during one of the most tumultuous periods of his life. Her role in his personal and professional affairs highlighted a partnership built on trust, respect, and mutual reliance. Even in the face of public scrutiny and the pressures of being connected to one of the most famous figures of the time, Morris maintained a composed and steady presence. The early years of Morris and Tupac's relationship serve as a testament to resilience and loyalty. They illustrate how love can persist and grow even amid extraordinary challenges. From the excitement of young romance to the complexities of legal battles, incarceration, and the public attention that inevitably followed Tupac's fame. Through it all, Morris remained a quiet but essential part of Tupac's life, shaping both his personal and professional paths. During a critical period, after Tupac's release in March 1996, their marriage began to struggle. The relationship ended, but they remained close friends. Morris was even with Tupac the day before he died in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles. His death was devastating for his family, friends, Maurice, and his then-fiancée, Kidada Jones. Tupac and Kidada got engaged shortly after his split from Morris, but their relationship was cut short by his death. Kidada later described Tupac as the love of her life and went on to marry Jeffrey Nash, though that marriage ended 3 years later. In contrast, Ali Lati, who dated Juice WRLD in 2018, gained attention after his death for more controversial reasons. Lati drew headlines when she announced plans to sell a sex tape with Juice WRLD on OnlyFans in January 2024. Fans reacted angrily, calling it disrespectful to the late rapper's memory. Some accused her of trying to profit off someone who could not consent. Later, Lottie faced more criticism for allegedly selling Juice WRLD's personal items, including clothes, a preserved strand of hair, and even a vial of bodily fluids. These posts sparked outrage among fans, who condemned her actions as shameful and exploitative. Whether she completed the sales is unclear, but she did use the funds to bail out her current boyfriend. Carter Jamieson. Ali Lottie and Carter Jamieson were arrested in early 2023 for shoplifting and possession of illegal substances in Arkansas. They were released after posting $2,500 bail, with the condition that Lottie avoid legal trouble for 6 months. In short, while some women like Kesha Morris chose privacy and meaningful work after losing their partners, others like Ali Lottie faced public backlash for attempting to profit from their late rapper relationships. The paths they took after loss show very different approaches to fame, grief, and personal choices. Agreeing to a plea deal, Ali Lottie and her boyfriend Carter Jamieson received a 1-year suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. The controversies surrounding Lottie continued for years, with many fans accusing her of supplying the drugs that led to Juice WRLD's death. Juice WRLD passed away on December 8, 2019, and his autopsy confirmed an accidental overdose. For a long time, Lottie stayed silent amid the accusations. However, in November 2022, she finally addressed the public, claiming there was more to Juice WRLD's death than what had been reported, fueling speculation and controversy around her actions. In contrast, the next rapper's partner showed a completely different approach. XXXTentacion's baby mama, Genesis Sanchez, focused entirely on their child. Before the rapper's tragic death, Sanchez was already pregnant, but they kept it private to protect her and the baby from media attention. 3 days after X died, his mother, Cleopatra Bernard, revealed the pregnancy, sharing a sonogram on Instagram with the caption, "He left us a final gift." Since stepping into the public eye after her baby's birth in early 2019, Sanchez has spoken warmly about her relationship with XXXTentacion. In a February 2019 interview with Local 10 News, she shared that he had already chosen names for their child, Giam for a boy and Ziora for a girl. Giam, he explained, means different state or next universe of thought. Sanchez promised to ensure their son grows up knowing his father, saying, "He is going to hear about his dad 24/7. I will tell him about all the fun memories and how much his dad would have loved him." Sanchez has expressed that while her child will inevitably feel the impact of not meeting his father, she is committed to educating him about XXXTentacion's life. On their son's 2nd birthday, she shared a heartfelt letter to the late rapper. She reflected on her feelings, celebrating her child as a divine being and highlighting how quickly he was growing. She also posted a tribute video reading the letter aloud and shared another video showing her son, Giam, looking through a photo book of XXXTentacion, recognizing him instantly and saying "Papa." XXXTentacion was tragically killed months before his child's birth, shot outside a South Florida motorsport dealership. Authorities later arrested Dedrick D. Williams, 22, and 3 others in connection with his murder, charging them with first-degree murder among other crimes. Moving on, Pop Smoke's girlfriend, Alyssa Danielle, also known as Yummy Yellow on Instagram, has taken a different path since his death. Danielle, a model and social media influencer with nearly 270K followers, has focused on living her best life. She often shares photos of lavish trips around the world, including Brazil, Spain, Morocco, Tanzania, Italy, Mexico, Costa Rica, Egypt, and South Africa. Her posts show her enjoying luxury, from private jets to exclusive resorts, often alongside her 10-year-old daughter Alia from a previous relationship. In October 2024, she visited South Africa's Aquila Private Game Reserve, sharing photos of herself in stylish outfits and pairing them with motivational captions like, "God made me." Danielle frequently posts bikini pictures and snapshots highlighting her expensive lifestyle. She even gifted herself a Richard Mille wristwatch from Benny D Jeweler to celebrate her birthday, which followed a previous birthday marked by a high-energy party featuring wads of cash and performances. Despite appearing carefree online, Danielle publicly expressed her grief after Pop Smoke's death in February 2020. On Instagram, she shared a lengthy tribute, recalling their last moments together and expressing her love and sorrow. She also collaborated with Benny D Jeweler to create a tribute chain featuring a hand-painted pendant of Pop Smoke, encouraging fans to remember him and download his posthumous album, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. Finally, Lauren London, Nipsey Hussle's partner, has taken a slower path in processing her grief. The couple, one of the most beloved celebrity pairs, dated from 2013 until Hustle's death in March 2019. In a September 2024 interview on a Really Good Cry podcast, London revealed that the loss was still deeply affecting her. She admitted, there were times when she could not even laugh or take a shower, and described the darkness she felt after his death. Although nearly 6 years have passed, London continues to work through her grief, crediting her children and supportive community for helping her cope. She shared, "God just placed people in my life who could guide and teach me. I always say the prayer of strangers held me up." For London, healing has been a journey, showing how grief can affect everyone differently, even years after losing a loved one. Lauren London has been teaching her 2 sons how to cope with the loss of Nipsey Hussle. She notes that her teenage son, Cameron, experiences grief differently than her 8-year-old son, Cross. Cameron is from a previous relationship, while Cross was born in August 2016, a year after she and Nipsey welcomed him. In March 2024, on the 5th anniversary of Nipsey's death, London shared a heartfelt Instagram tribute, writing about the ongoing pain of March and the impact of losing someone so significant. She added, "God will rise, energy never dies. I love you eternal." Despite the grief, London has slowly returned to work. In November 2023, she released her 5th fashion collaboration with Puma called Protect Your Peace. Following previous projects like Marathon Clothing, Forever Stronger, and the LA Love Story, Beyond Fashion, she returned to acting, starring alongside Michael B. Jordan in Without Remorse in 2021. London explained to Entertainment Tonight that she kept moving forward for her children, especially Cameron, who is more aware of the world around him. She said, "It's important for my sons to see me moving forward with grief, not just curling up in a ball, because I curled up in a ball for a long time." In 2023, London received an ownership stake in Nipsey Hussle's business assets, granted to her by his elder brother, Black Sam, which were valued at $1 million. In April 2024, she signed a report ensuring her son Cross would receive $5.6 million from Nipsey's estate. Hussle's daughter Imani, with ex-Tanisha Foster, also received $5.6 million. Although Nipsey and London were never married, the rapper ensured financial provisions for her as if they had been. On the other hand, PNB Rock's fiancée, Stephanie Sabenhong, has struggled financially since his death. Stephanie, who shares a daughter named Zuri with PNB Rock, explained during a January 2023 Instagram Live that life had become difficult without Rock's support. She said, "It's been tough without my protector and provider." PNB Rock was fatally shot during a robbery at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Los Angeles. And Stephanie revealed that they had no life insurance or plans for such a tragedy. Despite these hardships, she credited her determination and fan support from her sweatshirt brand for keeping her afloat. Stephanie also faced intense scrutiny after some fans suggested her Instagram post may have led to PNB Rock's attackers finding him. While this theory was later disproved, some still blamed her. Additionally, Rock's daughter Milan and her mother criticized Stephanie for her actions the day of the shooting. Stephanie responded gracefully, admitting she was hurt but maintaining that she forgives and loves Milan. Next, Young Dolph's fiancée, Mia J., has been fighting for justice since his murder in Memphis. On November 17, 2021, Dolph was ambushed and shot 22 times, sparking public outcry. Mia J., who also lost her brother earlier, founded the Black Men Deserve to Grow Old movement to honor his legacy and address senseless violence. She also turned the movement into a streetwear brand, with her 2 children contributing to collections featuring shirts, sweatshirts, socks, and hats that pay tribute to their late father. Mia J. and Young Dolph were together for nearly a decade, planning to marry and raising 2 children. Trey and Ari in interviews, she shared how deeply personal and painful his death was, describing it as feeling like her future had been stolen. She emphasized that Dolph had worked hard to succeed in his career while being a present father and partner, and their planned marriage would have been the culmination of their life together. The couple never got the chance to celebrate their love on a grand stage, as tragedy cut their story short. So far, 3 men, Justin Johnson, Cornelia Smith, and Hernandez Govan, have been arrested in connection with Young Dolph's murder. Justin Johnson, accused of firing the fatal shots, was sentenced to life in prison in September 2024. All good things must come to an end. And with that, we conclude this chapter. For more deep dives into the lives of some of the most talked about rappers, Be sure to click on the card appearing on your screen.